Wayne is in San Antonio. Hi, Wayne. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. Hello, John.
How's it going, man?
Going well.
What's up? How can we help?
Well, question. We've got a 12-year-old contracting business here in Central Texas, and I'm 58 years old, and due to the past year and a half with COVID, and then we had 5 very extremely difficult talent-stretching projects just right in a row, and I'm tired, ready to give up the fight. My 2 problems that we're facing is that, one, my business isn't sellable without me, and the second is that our son, 22-year-old, wants the business, but I'm just not seeing the tools in his toolbox right now. And my plan is to, in the next 4 years, I want to start stepping out. We'll do mentoring and teaching and guiding as needed. And then, 8 years, boy, I'd kind of like to be gone out of here. But like I said, I'm just not seeing the tools in the toolbox for our son yet. Mm-hmm. And I'm tired.
So am I understanding you say that you have 8 years to develop him in your mind?
Yeah.
So he would be 30.
He would be.
And you'd be 66.
Yep.
And that would be, it'd be a gradual phasing between now and then, with the final handoff of the baton at that point. Okay.
Yeah, somewhere in that 66 to 70, somewhere in there.
Okay. Well, we do know he has one major tool, desire.
He does.
Okay. And you can work a lot with desire. As you know, trying to light wet wood is hard.
Yes, it is.
What tools do you think he's lacking?
He doesn't have the business acumen.
He's 22.
He is.
He doesn't even have hygiene acumen at 22. He doesn't have dating acumen. He doesn't have hairdo acumen. He doesn't have a lot of acumens. He can't drive, probably. Right? Can I tell you, I hear 2 different problems here. I hear one, you're looking at a 22-year-old, and it's hard for us to remember, all of us, being 22. And the difference between 22-year-old John and 30-year-old John those are 2 completely different humans, thankfully. And it sounds like you're going to have to mentor. You're going to be tired mentoring and teaching your son, and you're going to have to be letting go. I'm watching Dave do this here, and it's just something to behold, watching somebody transition their business while the car is still driving down the road. But the second thing is, you mentioned this several times, you're tired. And looking down a decade from now and worrying about that problem right this minute, when you've just gone back to back to back to back to back on some major problems, man, you're catastrophizing a situation that I don't think has to be catastrophized because your body's cooked right now. And is there some ways you can get yourself some peace now to be intentional about a break, about some rest, about some rejuvenation, some redeveloping your mission, and then get back in the game and begin a decade-long training of your son?
It's the Lombardi quote, fatigue makes cowards of us all.
Right. You sound exhausted, man.
It is. I mean, it's been a long road.
Okay, so here's the thing. There's only one thing from your son's perspective that would absolutely, there's 2 things that would absolutely disqualify him from this process. Okay? And I don't think you're saying either one of those things, but I'll just put them out there. Number 1, he's a person lacking in character. He's a little twerp, and he's not going to get any better. He has no integrity. He's a jerk. Nobody wants to be around him. Nobody wants to mess with him. I don't either. That's not what you said. That's not the Leica tool, okay? The second thing is if you honestly believe he does not simply have enough intelligence to learn. And I don't think you're saying that. I think what you're whining about, and it's a fair whine, by the way, is the distance between where you are and where you got to get to, and that 8 years is going to require a lot of dadgum work, and you're tired. But yeah, I think he can get there. I didn't hear anything disqualifying him because whatever tools he needs, business acumen, You can be taught. In 8 freaking years. If you have business acumen, you could teach someone business acumen.
That's a medical degree, right? You could teach them.
Okay.
I think you've got an identity challenge here because I think you have worked real hard to build a construction company in Central Texas, and now you are the guy that some of the people in your community go to for big projects. And you've got a great identity in the idea of trying to land that plane where you're not a pilot anymore. That gets in your heart, right?
So I think you can do it. And
I know you can.
And I think he can do it too. I didn't hear any disqualifiers in here yet. Now, I would put on the table that, here's some you need some clarity if you're going to engage in this process. I would put on the table, and I've done this with the Ramsey children that work here, right? And even my daughter's husband, Winston, works here, right? Runs all of our real estate. You don't get a pass because of your name. As a matter of fact, you have to bring it almost double just to be respected because of your name. And so, I'm going to line up and teach you this stuff and hand you this thing, but your part in it is you got to bring it. You got to be game on. You got to be super responsible. You got to be super sensitive. You got to be thinking about every word that comes out of your mouth because everybody is watching you, and to be respected, you're going to have to do 2x of everything. And he's got to say, I'm going to bite on that apple. I'm doing it. So, like Rachel's selling books at the back table at a seminar at 14 years old. That's the speech she got. You don't get to kick back, put your feet up, play Pokemon or something back here in the back. You get your butt up to the table, belly up, and you sell books, take money, and smile. And tell those people you love them that are walking up, because you do. And by God, you don't do that, me and you're going to have a problem later. You got to bring it 2x. That's teaching business acumen and customer service and respect.
And I'd love you to be a dad who recognizes the blessing that for the next 8 years you're going to have breakfast.
That's going to be so fun.
Every morning. I mean, once a week with your son every week for the next 8 years.
I was in a 2-hour strategy session with my son and his top leadership team this morning, and we got to play business together.
How cool is that?
It was so freaking fun.
What a gift that is.
Someday I'm going to miss that.
Yeah, you are.
It was really fun. This is The Ramsey Show.